Hey, English 112 students, welcome to our first week of English 112. I'm pretty sure all of you had me last semester for English 111. So the good news is that you got used to me and the way that I organize Blackboard and my due dates and all that kind of stuff last semester. So there's really not going to be a lot of anything that's that different for English 112 other than the research aspect of all of your assignments. The semester lasts from January 29th through May 9th. So it's a 13-week semester, just like we had in English 111 last semester. All right, so most of you are taking this class in order to not have to take the same class at a four-year college. So typically, four-year colleges require you to take the equivalent of English 111 and English 112. Some schools combine both classes into one class, but a lot of schools have two separate classes. Anyway, if you passed 111 with at least a C, then you could potentially get college credit for that course, and now you're in English 112. So, you have to earn a C to earn college credit. You have to have a D to pass the class, but so that'll give you a passing grade, but it won't allow you to use the course for college credit. The big difference, like I said earlier, between 111 and 112 is that you have to do academic research for all of your formal assignments. And what is academic research? Well, it's not just getting on the internet and Googling. It is using the Gaston College library databases to find peer-reviewed academic sources. Excuse me. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about, what do you want to write about? I want you all to write about topics that you're interested in. That makes your writing better and it makes you more engaged with, your own writing. But you're not going to find academic resources or research on some of the topics that you created your websites for at the end of English 111 or, whatever your genre project role was. So you really have to start thinking about topics that are out there in the news, topics that are important to you, whether it's a political issue, a cultural issue, something that has to do with something that's going on in the world today that impacts you either in your global community or in your local community. You have to be able to find peer-reviewed sources about that issue in the Gaston College databases. And there are literally thousands, hundreds of thousands of, articles out there. So chances are, if it's a topic that is worth writing about, then you'll be able to do research in the databases through Gaston College's website, and you'll be able to find peer-reviewed sources. So remember, this class is really not about how smart you are. It's about time management. Can you manage your time? Can you turn things in by their due dates? Can you follow directions? So critical thinking skills, time management really come into play, even more so in English 112 because you do have to take time to do that research and find quality sources. And then again, go back and revise all of your formal assignments when you have that opportunity. So I think we ended the semester in English 111 with, 86% of my 120 students having an A. That's awesome. Everybody should have an A though, because you can look at my comments to you on your formal assignments and you can go back and fix everything. So I want 100% of you this semester to have A's because you went back and you revised your papers. What are we going to use in Blackboard? It's the same tools that we used in English 111, your syllabus, the assignments link, which is where all of your weekly work will be, the directions for your assignments, examples. So that's the first place you should go every Monday. Um, we'll use the discussion board a lot. That's where most of your informal assignments will be submitted. We do have the same ebook that we used in English 111. I'm not a huge fan of this book. We had a different book last year that I actually prefer. I think it was way more helpful. This book, it's okay. There's probably a couple things in there that I'll have you look at this semester, but I'm not really using the book that much. But though there will be other things that you need to read with your assignments this semester. Um, and then, of course, you'll always have a submission link for your formal assignments. And then the grade center where you'll see your grades. And I'm pretty good about grading and updating informal assignments at the end of each week. And then if you turn in a formal assignment, give me at least a week before it's graded. Due dates are going to be the same as they were last semester, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday by 11:59 p.m. That's never going to change throughout the whole semester. Some of you struggled to turn things in on time, and then you would text me or email me, random excuses. And 99.9% of the time, I told you that the due dates are the due dates. Once something closes out in the discussion board, I don't reopen it. If you do have some kind of family emergency, a car wreck or you're sick, somebody's sick, then please, of course, reach out and let me know so that I can work with you on your schedule. But other than that, I'm not going to open those. So some of you did miss turning in some discussion board assignments. It will impact your grade if you miss probably over 4. They're worth, I think, 1/4 of your grade total. So if you think of it that way, then each one of your discussion board assignments is probably worth about 5 points going towards that 1/4 of your whole grade. So you can miss 2 or 3 of them and it's not going to impact your grade hugely. However, if you start missing 4 or 5, I would say over 4, then it's definitely going to start bringing your grade down. Your formal assignments are really worth the most points, as you learned last semester. That's why I always encourage you to revise those if you don't get an A. All your formal assignments have to be supported by sources that you find in the Gaston College library databases. So again, we'll get more into this specifically. What is an academic source? What does it mean for a source to be peer reviewed? But that is for the whole semester. So if you tell me, Miss Williams, I want to write an essay about Timothée Chalamet and his talent as an actor, I'm going to tell you, first of all, no. And then I'm also going to say, if you can find a peer-reviewed source about him and his acting ability in the Gaston College database, then go for it. But you're probably not going to find anything about that specific topic. So it's not something that you should be writing about for this class. If you tell me you want to do research about GMOs, in food and the fact that certain companies use more GMOs than other companies, I'm going to tell you that's probably a great topic because you're going to find a lot of academic sources on that topic. So just keep that in mind whenever we have to come up with topics for our papers. If I tell you it's not going to work, then believe me, it's not going to work because you're not going to be able to find sources about it. You can Google and find something, but that's not the same thing. Log into Blackboard and your Gaston College email every day. Ask questions sooner rather than later. If you have an assignment due that Sunday that you have questions about, reach out on Monday. Don't wait until Saturday night to text me when I'm not going to respond to you. No late work, for discussion boards. I covered that earlier. Revise your formal assignments to get an A. A lot of you will text me, every week to ask questions. If No question is dumb, theoretically. So if you text me to ask me a question, I would much rather you do that and text me, every week than to get something wrong because you're not reaching out and asking for help. You can also email me too, but I put my phone number on there because I know that it's tough sometimes when y'all are working at either at home or at school, and you need to turn something in, you need an answer right then. Obviously, I check my Gaston email throughout the day, but if you want an answer right then and you really want to speak to me right then just text me. I'm pretty quick to respond. um, but make sure you look through all the directions for assignments, and all the examples before you start texting me questions. And then I wouldn't text after 7 p.m. unless it's some kind of emergency. And on the weekends, I really don't want to work. I work a lot during the week. I work in the evenings, but on the weekends, I try to not, work if I can. So please don't text me on Sunday evening because something's due and you're waiting till the last minute to do it, and then you're interrupting my weekend time. That's just me having some good boundaries for my own personal time, as you all should have too. So we're definitely going to use the Gaston College Library databases this semester. The Writing Center is available. There's information about the Writing Center under assignments. How do you get help from the Writing Center? What are their hours? All that information is under assignments. So if you need help, if you want somebody from the Writing Center, a tutor, to look over your assignment before you turn it in, your formal paper, they know MLA, they know, paper organization, and they can certainly help you. Um, I'm a resource. I've been teaching this course, through Gaston since 2009 online, and I've been teaching this course in general since 2006. So that was 17 years ago. Probably, I've been teaching this class longer than most of y'all have been alive. So just ask me. I'm here to help you. I want you to be successful. If you have an issue with Blackboard, self-service, or the library, now I give you directions on how to log into those databases. But if your password's not working, your login ID is not working, then you're going to have to reach out to the Gaston College help desk. And I do have their phone number handy on Blackboard for you. You can call them, and they're pretty quick to answer and to help you. Look at the syllabus if you have questions. There's a pretty generic schedule for the semester on there. Um, I do stick to the schedule for the most part, but it doesn't have hard and fast dates. It just has, week 1, week 2. And then if you can also reach out to your campus counselors, the online coordinators at your school for help, especially if it's some kind of access issue. So that is pretty much it for me and the overview for English 112. If y'all have questions this week as you're working through the syllabus and just getting